Hello happy people, it's Angela again, and it's Sunday, so we have a quick little video just to keep you going on this little bit of a chilly day here in the UK, but the sun's starting to show its face, so I'm happy about that. Let's hope it holds out and it doesn't get too dark. Right, so we're working on our Baking Bliss journal, and we did this the last time, this little flip out with the beautiful tag. We are now going on to the second page here. This is the one side. We've got this, and I love this. I don't think I want to cover up that because I love this brandy snap recipe here. And this is place for a lovely recipe, one of your favorites, to go down, and a place to write the name of that recipe there. So I'm probably going to end up putting a page tab or something there. This page here I thought would be the one that I'll work on today. So I've got my little recipe page that we printed the tea stain paper on the back, which we'll do something with. I've trimmed it down so it gives some variation, and it's always good to have different sizes in your journal page signatures. I quite like having different sizes. It gives interest. So I like that. So on this page here, which is the avocado stain page now, all right, so it's on the back of this blue one. I'm going to now do a project in here today. So I'm going to remove this page. This is the joy of not sewing them in, because you can work with a flat surface then. I'm going to just pull that out, and I'm going to just move this to the side. Just put a little clip or something on the top there if you're not sure where to put it. But I'm leaving it open so I know where it goes, and we're going to work on this one today. So just this side. All right, so I hope you're ready to follow along. This is not going to take too long. It's not a difficult project at all, so I know any of you can do this, and it's going to look great in any theme journal that you do. Remember guys, I'm using my Baking Bliss collection. You are welcome to use whatever you have. It doesn't even need to be a digital. It could be paper, it could be music paper, magazine pages, whatever you have. All right, so go and have a look and see. I did mention to you before to go and collect some pieces of wallpaper. This is one of the bits that I have. It's really pretty. It looks like vintage wallpaper, so I thought it worked pretty well with what I'm doing. You could use fabric scraps, you know, like something like this. For this bit, you could use absolutely anything you have. You could use one of the sheets of paper that you have. So go and have a look. I'm going to put this on here. Now let me just give you some sizes quickly. I have folded a bit over. The size I cut here was 7 inches by 4.5 inches. Now remember, I'm working on half an A4. You might need to adjust yours ever so slightly. This is just a guide. If you're using US letters, we have a longer page, so your 4.5 inches this way might need to be 4 inches. So just gauge that. When I place it on my page here, here's the middle line, you can see I've got on half an inch on either side. So just go and see what it is, what's best for you. Right, I have then taken, let me see, just over half an inch, and I'm just folding that down there. You know I like to reinforce the edges, and this top bit here is going to be a pocket. So I just want to take my glue, and I'm using the one that's right next to me. So I'm just using my art glitter glue, any glue you would normally use. I'm just going to stick this flap down here like that. So we're going to do that. This is just going to reinforce the edge, and you know my feelings on it. If you're taking all the time to make something that you want to last, then just reinforce things and back things, and you know, especially pockets where they're used to take things in and out of quite a lot. So there we go. We now have a, I think it's about just short of 6.5 inches. Okay, so there we go. Right, I am going to stick that on my page over there eventually. I want to build this up with a few bits first. Okay, so the next thing I've done is I've cut a piece of the gingham paper, the pink, and I ran it through my embossing folder. I was just trying something different, adding a bit of texture to it. You don't have to do that either. I've used, what did I use here? This was a Rosa folder from my collection, and I can't think what the name is. It'll dawn on me in a minute. All right, so I love this one with the roses. So I've just put that through there. I'm going to end up putting this on here, and I do want to stitch it. You don't have to stitch it. Let's put a bit of glue on just so that I can get it in place. Now you can make a thumb tack, I think it's called, over here if you like. So let's just do that. Just got my circle punch. It doesn't matter, I prefer using my bigger one, but oh, here's the bigger one. Let's grab that then. I thought that was downstairs. So I do prefer a bigger punch. This one's 1.5 inches, so it's just wider like that. And then I can just, there we go. I'm going to end up putting that on there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, very little, just to keep it in place. And then I want to just stitch around this, but you can glue it if you prefer. What I want to do is just keep it equal sides on the 3 bottom sides here. So I'm going to put this like this, like that, and like that. Now on the wallpaper front, remember what I said before when we started this video, you can get wallpaper samples from most DIY stores. You know, they give them out for free, so don't be afraid to go and collect some of those that you fancy there, you know, and use them in your crafting. They make great decorative bits of ephemera in your journal. So we've got that bit there. I haven't stuck it down on all the areas, so it is a bit of a, just to keep it in place. And then I've taken this pocket. You get 3 of these in the add-on journal kit for Baking Bliss. I'm taking the one with the newspaper bit, and I want to stick that down over here. I'm going to make it flush with the bottom, and then it's slightly got these bits sticking out on the sides there. Right, so I'm going to do that. Before I do that, there's always a before. I've cut out 2 of my wildflower dies. This is a pinky one, and this is like a soft spring green color. This is just from cardstock that I have. All right, I think this is a basil one, or basil. This is as well. I know this one's called spring green, I think, or sage, aloe vera, that's it. And this one I can't remember now, but this is on my Amazon favorites. I want to just stick this like that. I think I'm going to have to come back to that actually, because it's going to go over the page, so I'm not going to worry with these now. We'll come back to those. Let's stick this down here. So it's got the little fold flaps. And again, I'm not going to be stitching the whole of this because it's slightly inward of the other one, but we'll put this down like that. I'm going to line it up with the bottom there, like this, and the sides are the bits that won't be stitched, but we will end up going over this bit. That's all right. All right, so we've got that in place there. Now, I don't think I'm going to put a notch in that one. So we've just got one with a notch, which seems a bit strange, doesn't it? Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go and do some stitching on here. It's purely for decorative purposes. If you use a strong glue there, you won't have to do this. But, you know, I just like my stitching. Let me come back to you in a moment and I'll show you what I've done for that. Okay, so there you can see I just stitched straight across there, purely for decorative purposes, and then I went straight across there like that. All right, so we are ready now to put this onto our page. And I want to keep it quite low here because I'm going to put a tag in there, and I'm going to head it more towards the left-hand side here as well. So here I will just go and use my glue again. You can use double-sided tape, whatever you prefer. And I'm going to just get some glue quite liberally on the edge there, down the edge at the bottom, Try not get it on my page again, Angela. Right, and then like to do a lot on the top there. Okay, right, so now I want to get it close there, close there. So let's do it like that. And I think that's the ticket. Just straighten it. Like that. Okay. Right. There we go. So I've got that all in place. Quick and easy there, no worries. Now we can get to our little die cuts. So I'm going to start with the pink one, the little daisy, the side, or I think that's a daisy, or maybe it's a sunflower. You never know. They're not in scale, so you know. So let's just see. Maybe this is a sunflower and I don't know it. Could be. The leaves aren't giving much away. Right, so I've got that done. I want to tuck it in the corner here. So let's just get that in, and then I want to just sort of lean it over like that. There we go. Right, so we've got that done, and then I just got a little bit of a green one as well. Just get that straight there, and then I've got this little green one as well. This is one of my favorites. I don't know what kind of flower it is because they don't say, and I'm not a guru on flowers. I just admire them. I don't always know the names, but I just love this one. So it's a wildflower, that I do know. Not that that helped, did it? Right, we just want to lift this up a bit, and we want to just have that peeking over as well. Okay, so we've got that coming together there. So far, so good. Right, now we're going to put a few more layers and things on here. I have got a little sentiment, just I love baking. It's one of the smaller ones, and I'm going to put that on as well. So this is going really quickly today. Well, it's Sunday. I like to have a shorter video for you on Sunday because I know people are busy, you know. So we'll just put this one on the edge over there. Right, I'll put in the bits and pieces. What I did do then is I was making what we call a yo-yo or Suffolk puff, depends where in the world you are. That's just folding fabric in half. I'm sure you all know how to do this. I've used my machine just to gather a little stitch there. So it's just a strip of fabric. I folded it in half and ran a stitch across the top and pulled it together tight. I folded this end over. This is my way of doing it, so gosh, there's probably other ways. I'm going to layer that over like this. Just to, you don't have to glue it. I'm just putting a little bit of glue there, just to keep that closed. So line those up, and then I've got a needle which I've got some embroidery thread in really, and I'm going to put a knot at the end. I want to just pull the top together and sew a little button on here, so I'm just going to pull this through. I want to just get these bits to come a bit closer together before I sew the button on. So this is really not very good stitching, but you know, this is the way I deal with it. Okay, so we've got that there, and I had a button here somewhere. Where have you gone? Oh, here it is. So just got this little flower button. If I had a cupcake button I would have used it, but I don't. I'm going to just put that on the top there and just stitch that on. All right, so we've done that. Cut that off. If it wants to be cut off, that is. Right, we can put that back in the little pin cushion. And now we have my version of a little Suffolk puff or a yo-yo. And I've made this with the Liberty fabric, which I love. And I want to put that just on the bottom here. It's just bringing a little bit of fabric in, which is just something a little bit different, and I quite like the way that it looks there. I'm going to stick that down now, so I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on that side. I'll hold that there. So I'm going to put some glue over the edges here, not too far out. It is thin fabric. This would work so well with scraps of fabric. You only need about depending how wide you want this to be, you need to just double that fabric width. So you're looking at about 1.5 inches or about 4 centimeters. And I didn't have a very long piece. It was about 5 inches long, and just gather it up. It's so easy. So that'll I'll end up leaving this to dry here like that. I'll put something on it, but that's a little bit there, giving us some other texture. And then all I've done is I've taken one of the large tags from the add-on kit. I've added, I don't know if you can see here, I've added one of those little bits from the, I think this was from the mason jar kit. I've stuck it over there. There were some leaves there, but I just wanted to make it like a bit more dimensional, and then I've added a butterfly on there like that. Put it onto card, added a little scrap of the lacy paper, put an eyelet through, and a bit of ribbon from my Christmas stuff still, and I'm going to put that into the back here like that. And then for this pocket over here, I have taken one of those little tabs that I have in the add-on kit. I've put it onto a journaling card, and the journaling cards are 4 to a page. They're in the add-on kit. So I've backed that onto the lace paper again. Great place to write a recipe on either of these. That's going to go into this piece over here. So we're going to get that in there. And then I've taken 2 bits of ephemera here. We've got this lovely lady drinking a cup of tea. And that's a chocolate or cocoa powder ad from my ephemera pack. Beautiful colors that go with this. I'm going to put that in there. And then I've got these 2 little macaroons, and I've just added 2 butterflies from my pastel butterfly kit to make like little tabs there. And it's backed onto that page. You can see that's the other one there. It's just to give it strength. And then I just trimmed around it wherever it was sticking out and put some distress ink on that. And I'm going to just tuck that in over there like that. And how quick was that? There's our page. So if I grab the rest of the signature here and we lift that up and we put it in its rightful position, you can see how awesome that is looking with our recipe page across the way. Look at that. I love how that looks. And these are great recipes as well. All right, so that's our little Sunday project. I hope that you're going to enjoy that. Easy to do, just a fancy way of doing 3 different pockets and slightly different. I hope that you've enjoyed that, had fun. Go and put this in your journal. It doesn't matter what theme you're following along to. It's going to look amazing. I know it is. Go and raid the DIY stores of some sample wallpaper if you haven't already. And I'd love to know what you think of this. Thank you so much for following along. Go and enjoy your roast dinner if you're having one today. And I'll see you on Tuesday with another little, Tuesday or Wednesday, of course, depends where you are, with our next little insert here. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.